Hello, welcome to Step 5. This is Senior Vice President Richard Harden, and I'm excited about today because this may be one of the biggest days in the history of your business, and I'm excited to help you get ready for what's about to happen. Today, we're going to host your first private business reception, and as a host, you have a couple of key responsibilities. Number one, you have responsibility for preparation, getting the room prepared for the event that's about to happen. Now, the best thing about this is it's not difficult. This is already the place that you live, and I want to keep it as much like your home as possible. I don't need you to set up rows of chairs or do anything elaborate. Simply make available the room where the presentation will happen. Main things we need are places to sit, a TV, and preferably a DVD player. Once those things are in place, as people come in, if you have more people than can fit in the chairs in the normal seating, bring chairs in from other rooms during the process rather than having them set up in advance. Now, the second thing from an environment and preparation point of view is you want to lower the temperature. At our home, when we have our private business receptions, we set the thermostat somewhere around 65 degrees. That way, as more people show up, it doesn't heat up the house and people are in a position to comfortably pay attention without going to sleep. And the last thing is just preparing the documentation. Whatever brochures or flyers that you have that came with your kit, I want you to set them up as a nice display table right there on the coffee table or in the kitchen or whatever space is available. And know that your executive that's presenting with you will probably bring some documents of his or her own. The third thing, again, your executive may provide this, but in case they don't, be familiar with the one-page presentation sheet, which coincidentally has the 707 document that you've been following for the first 2 weeks on the back of the document. Now, every guest that shows up will entitle you to check a box down here under your 10 exposures. If you have 10 guests at your first private business reception, you can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes on your document 707. But more importantly, once everyone's there, once you've got all your documents prepared, there's one final document and it's attached to this email. It's the sign-up sheet. Make sure that everybody that comes, whether they come early or they come late, signs in on the sign-up sheet. And at the end of the private business reception, make sure to make a copy so that you have one and you have one to send with your executive to facilitate the very next step. The fortune is in the follow-up. Now, having all of those things in place, once you're prepared, once you've got your room temperature, your room set up, your documentation in place, you have one more vital role, and that is the welcome and introduction. You're going to do two things during this quick conversation. You're going to welcome everyone to your home, tell them that you're excited about your business, and introduce them to the expert so that he can help them become enrolled in your business if this is the right time for them. Now, that's a two-phase job. I'm going to cover quickly what to do in both phases. In step one, welcome. Well, you already know what to do. Hey, I want to welcome you all to my home. I want to thank you for taking the time out to come and help me celebrate a momentous occasion in my life. It's the grand opening for my brand new business. Second thing, after welcoming them, you're just going to share briefly your why. Now, the good thing about your why is you already know what it is. You already wrote it down and reinforced it and have been looking at it every day. Yes? So when you get up, you're going to just tell them, this is quickly why I'm in business. I was working hard, doing the things that they said that I should do, but I watched all the people around me doing all of those things, not getting what they wanted. I found myself in a place where I wanted to do something different, and I just have a feeling when you're in the right place at the right time, the right people show up. And this gentleman showed up to help me. And I'm so excited to have Senior Vice President Chuck Harden coming to my home to share this information. This gentleman has a wealth of knowledge about what he's doing. He knows 100% of the facts. He is having a great time doing what he's doing, but it's easy to have a good time when you're making the kind of money that he's making. And the most important thing about him is that he came out of his home and out of his way to help me have the same kind of success that he's having. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to help me welcome our guest speaker for this evening, Senior Vice President, Mr. Chuck Harden. Now, whether it's a Senior Vice President, an Executive Director, or even an Executive Trainer doing the presentation, the four elements of that introduction remain the same. And that process is called edification. It's simply saying good things about people, designed to have the people that are around you listen based on all 4 personality types. Number 1, we emphasize that this person is a documented expert. He knows the facts. Number 1 is facts. Number 2, having fun, because most people today are not enjoying what they do on a daily basis. Number 3, you want to point out that this person is helping me. That he's helping me, and it's important to him to help me. And then last but not least, you do want to emphasize that he's positioned himself to make a lot of money. And that covers each of the personality types that you'll find among people. We'll do personality type training in detail during one of the training calls, but the concepts, facts, fun, money, helping me should all be in your introduction. And once those are done, you have the most important job of everyone in the private business reception. It's being the example of what it is to participate. I want you to be an active listener engaged in the process. I want you to sit up front. If people are calling you, your job isn't to answer the phone. Have someone else answer the phone to give whoever else is in their directions. I want you to pay 100% attention to the speaker, knowing that one day as you grow, as your business grows, that'll be you. And you want to master the information and get all of it. So I want you to take vigorous notes, step for step, word for word on what's being said in each segment of the presentation. And then at the end of the process, I want you to do 2 things. First, I want you to stand up and thank the host. Thank the speaker. Thank that executive for taking the time out of his busy schedule, because he could have been anywhere in the country, but you chose to be here and to help me. And I can't thank you enough for coming out to help us. I want to invite all of you to stick around. We have some refreshments, and I do want to get you a chance to get individually introduced to Mr. Harden. And at the end of that conversation, we'll go through and sort the guests actively in the process. Now, during a presentation, there's only 3 results. You got number 1s who are in, number 2s who have questions, and number 3s who this is not for them. I want you to quietly figure out a way to separate the people that this isn't for from everyone else, and have your 1s and 2s. Make sure that you know who they are, and make a quick notation on the guest sheet so that when that expert calls to follow up, he already remembers who that is for you. With those things in place, I guarantee 2, 3, 4 PBRs into the process, not only will you have partners, you'll be promoted, and some of them will be getting promoted as well.